I see this bib again. So this is clearly a shout out to Tyreek Hill. What do you want to say to Tyreek?
I think this says it all.
No, you got to add some more to it.
Hey, when you're ready to actually put some words down and you actually ready to race, see me. I'm right here. I ain't going nowhere, but all I know is your football season's over. You ain't got no excuse now.
Tyreek Hill just reignited the feud with Olympic champion Noah Lyles after showing a 10.15-second 100-meter dash. Hill flipped Lyles' taunt right back at him with a brutal message. Noah could never. But days later, Lyles suddenly backed out of their high-profile race in Times Square. Was it really personal reasons, or did Hill's speed scare him off? This rivalry didn't start overnight. It traces back to September 2023, when Noah Lyles stood at the podium after winning his sprint double at the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary. Lyles fired shots at American professional sports, specifically targeting the NBA and NFL, with his now infamous comment, "World champion of what? The United States? Don't get me wrong, I love the US, but that ain't the world." That statement lit the fuse. Tyreek Hill, the Miami Dolphins superstar wide receiver, wasn't about to let that slide. In August 2024, just days after Lyles won the Olympic 100-meter title in Paris, with a time of 9.79 seconds, Hill officially challenged him to a race at 50 yards. Hill chose yards instead of meters, perhaps the most American response possible to a track and field athlete who competes in the metric system. Lyles responded with pure disrespect. In an interview about Hill's challenge, the Olympic champion completely forgot Hill's name, saying, "What's that guy's? What's the cheetah guy from football? I can't remember his name. Mark! What's the football player who thinks he's fast name?" The insult was calculated and stung. The tension escalated dramatically in February 2025. Lyles dominated the New Balance Grand Prix, clocking a blazing 6.52 seconds in the 60-meter final, which would rank as the 14th fastest time in the world that year. After crossing the finish line, Lyles held up a sign that read, "Tyreek could never." The message was clear and personal. Surprisingly, both athletes confirmed the race was actually happening on February 15, 2025. People magazine reported that Hill and Lyles had never actually met in person, despite their public feud. The production company owned by actor Terry Crews, called Super Serious, was reportedly leading the charge to organize this spectacle. The race details emerged piece by piece. They agreed on a 60-meter distance, with the venue planned for Times Square in New York City. The event was scheduled to take place before the U.S. Outdoor Championships. Hill seemed ready for anything, telling reporters, "As long as we ain't putting people's mamas in it, I don't care. We can go as far can be. We're here for a good time." Not everyone believed this race would materialize. Michael Johnson, the legendary sprinter and Grand Slam track commissioner, appeared on The Rich Eisen Show in March 2025 and scoffed at the notion. If it's a track meet, if it's a track race, if it's 100 meters, that's not a race, Johnson declared, dismissing the matchup entirely. Then came the moment that changed everything. On June 13, 2025, Hill stepped onto the track at the Last Chance meet in Sherman Oaks, California, for his first race since 2023. This wasn't just any casual jog. Hill dominated his heat, crossing the finish line in 10.15 seconds with legal wind conditions. He skipped the final but posted the fastest time of the day. The performance was remarkable for multiple reasons. Hill had taken a 9-year hiatus from competitive track and field, focusing entirely on his NFL career. Yet here he was, at age 31, running times that would make college sprinters jealous. For context, Lyles hasn't run that slow since 2022, meaning Hill's performance was genuinely impressive by professional standards. After the race, Hill delivered his power move. He held up a paper sign with the inscription, "Noah could never," directly turning Lyles' February taunt back on him. The message was unmistakable. Hill had just proved he could still compete at an elite level. 4 days later, on June 17, 2025, the bombshell dropped. Lyles was in Cannes, France, at the Stagwell Sport Beach event when he disclosed the race was off. "We were very deep into creating the event," Lyles told the audience. "In fact, it was supposed to happen this weekend." Lyles cited personal reasons and complications for the cancellation, adding, "Unfortunately, there were some things Complications, personal reasons that it just didn't come to pass, but we were full on. He claimed they were going to shut down New York's Times Square and that it was going to be a lot of fun. The timing seemed suspicious to many observers. Hill had just run his impressive 10.15 seconds on June 13th, and by June 17th, the race was suddenly canceled due to vague personal reasons. Hill's response was swift and brutal. Within hours of Lyles' announcement, Hill took to his Instagram stories with a Simpsons meme. The image showed Homer Simpson backing into bushes, but Hill had superimposed Lyles' face over Homer's. The implication was clear. Lyles was retreating after seeing Hill's speed. Hill didn't stop there. In subsequent Instagram posts, he mocked Lyles' original taunt, writing, "Noah could never." Less than 24 hours later, Hill posted another jab on Twitter X, sharing a photo of two dogs sitting in cars. One dog was labeled Me, Hill, and the other Noah. Hill appeared to be watching intently while suggesting Lyles was looking straight ahead, avoiding confrontation. The social media warfare stated Hill's belief that Lyles backed out after witnessing his track performance. Hill's athletic credentials support his confidence. During his freshman season at Oklahoma State in 2014, he was a first-team All-American and Big 12 champion in the 200 meters. His high school 200-meter personal best still ranks as a top 3 performance in high school history. Even after focusing on football for nearly a decade, Hill clearly maintained his sprinting foundation. The broader context shows the challenges of organizing such an event. NFL training camps typically begin in mid-July for veteran players like Hill. Meanwhile, the track and field season was in full swing, with the important 2025 USATF Outdoor Championships scheduled for July. Both athletes face legitimate scheduling conflicts with their primary sports. Lyles himself seemed to acknowledge the skepticism surrounding the race. A lot of people didn't believe it to be true. He told the audience in Cannes they thought it was just, this is just them talking online. The admission suggested even Lyles recognized how the public perceived their challenge. The cancellation exposed deeper questions about cross-sport competitions. Hill had stated his motivation clearly in his February interview with People magazine. He felt like he had to race Lyles to do this for the guys that play my sport, and show track and field runners that football players can come and take over your sport at any moment if we really wanted to. Lyles had countered with his own perspective. Everybody says that they're going to be the world's fastest, but when it comes down to it, you got to be the winner every time, each and every time. And every time I show up to the biggest moments, I win. The aftermath leaves both athletes in interesting positions. Hill demonstrated he could return to competitive sprinting after a 9-year absence and run times that demand respect. His 10.15-second performance proved NFL players can maintain world-class speed while competing in a completely different sport. Lyles, meanwhile, faces questions about the timing of his withdrawal. While personal reasons are valid and should be respected, the proximity to Hill's impressive performance created optics that Hill exploited ruthlessly through social media. The rivalry exposed the entertainment value of cross-sport challenges while highlighting the practical difficulties of organizing them. Hill proved his point about NFL athleticism. Lyles maintained his focus on professional track and field, and fans were left wondering what might have been if these two elite athletes had actually lined up in Times Square for their 60-meter showdown.
Chase Brand, and now we really start to open him up. So let the legs loose and let the kid run. He is absolutely gone. He is gout of this world.
December 7th marked a defining moment in Australian athletics history. At the All-Schools Championships in Brisbane, a 16-year-old sprinter named Gout Gout accomplished what seemed impossible. He shattered Peter Norman's 200-meter national record, a benchmark that had stood untouched for 56 years. Gout crossed the finish line in 20.04 seconds. This performance broke Norman's record of 20.06 seconds by just 0.02 seconds. The margin appears small, yet in elite sprinting, such improvements represent monumental achievements. The race occurred under legal wind conditions with a tailwind of plus 1.5 meters per second, making the record officially valid. Peter Norman set his record while winning silver at the 1968 Mexico City Olympics. Norman's achievement carried significance beyond athletics. After his race, he stood on the podium wearing an Olympic project for human rights badge. This gesture showed solidarity with American sprinters Tommy Smith and John Carlos, who raised their fists in the iconic Black Power salute protesting segregation and racism. Norman's record represented more than speed. It symbolized courage and social justice, making Gout's breakthrough even more meaningful. The previous record holder's daughter, Sandy Norman, expressed her family's joy through social media. "Congratulations, Gout Gout," from one of Peter Norman's daughters and the rest of our family. "Dad would absolutely have loved this." NR and AR. Understanding Gout's achievement requires examining global sprint rankings. His 20.04-second performance makes him the fastest 16-year-old in 200-meter history. This time surpasses Usain Bolt's 20.13 seconds, which Bolt ran at the same age in 2003. Among under 18 athletes worldwide, Gout now ranks second. Only American Ariane Knighton runs faster, holding the world under 18 record of 19.84 seconds set as a 17-year-old in 2021. The all-time under 20 rankings place Gout 6th globally at just 16 years old. He shares this position with Ramil Gulyev. 5 athletes have run faster times: Knighton with 19.49 seconds, Bolt with 19.93 seconds at 17, Blessing Akwasi Afrifa with 19.96 seconds, Letsile Tobogo with 19.96 seconds, and Issam Asinga with 19.97 seconds. Bolt holds the senior world record of 19.19 seconds, established at the 2009 World Championships. Gout's current trajectory suggests he could challenge such marks in coming years. His progression from 20.60 seconds at the World U20 Championships in August to 20.04 seconds in December demonstrates rapid improvement. The day before breaking the 200-meter record, Gout dominated the 100 meters. He ran a wind-aided 10.04 seconds in his heat, followed by a legal 10.17 seconds in the final. The legal time established both an Australian age group record and the 6th fastest under 18 performance in history. This double achievement across both sprint distances showcased his versatility and exceptional speed. Gout's athletic journey began in remarkable fashion. Born in 2007 to South Sudanese parents, he first gained attention in 2022 as a 14-year-old. His 100-meter time of 10.57 seconds at that age signaled extraordinary potential. The following 2 years brought comparisons to Usain Bolt, based not only on his times, but also his physical build and running style. His international breakthrough came at the 2024 World Athletics U20 Championships in August. Gout won silver in the 200 meters with a time of 20.60 seconds. This performance was 0.01 seconds faster than Bolt had achieved at 15 years old in 2002, which was the record at that time. Gout finished behind South Africa's Beyanda Walaza in that championship race. The progression leading to his record-breaking performance shows methodical improvement. At the Queensland All-Schools Championships 1 month before his record run, Gout lowered his personal best to 20.29 seconds. He ranked 4th on the all-time under 18 list heading into the December championships. His 20.04-second performance represented a massive 0.25-second improvement from his previous best. Gout's maturity and perspective shine through his interviews. His most memorable quote captures both his youth and extraordinary talent. "These are adult times and me, just a kid. I'm running them. It's going to be a great future, for sure." He expressed surprise at achieving the record so early, stating, "I didn't expect it to be that fast, but I guess I ran Australia's fastest ever time in the 200. I have been chasing that record, but I didn't think it would come this year. I thought maybe next year or the year after that." His approach to pressure demonstrates remarkable composure. "My video went viral right before World Juniors and that already created pressure," Gout explained. "But you know what they say, pressure makes diamonds, and I guess I'm better than a diamond right now. We just take little steps, beat my PB by 0.01 and 0.02. Chasing that big sub-20, it will be great for sure, but I'm not expecting too much." The race itself unfolded dramatically. 4 leading sprinters remained relatively level through the bend. Gout hit his remarkable top speed entering the straight and left, all competitors trailing behind him. His finishing kick demonstrated the explosive speed that separates elite sprinters from very good ones. Professional recognition followed quickly. Adidas signed Gout to a professional contract in October, making a significant investment in his future development. The German sportswear company focuses particularly on the 2032 Olympics, when Gout will be 24 years old. This early professional recognition reflects both his current ability and projected development trajectory. Training opportunities continue expanding. Gout received an invitation to train with Olympic 100-meter champion Noah Lyles in Florida. Their shared Adidas sponsorship facilitates this arrangement. Working with Lyles could provide valuable experience and technical knowledge as Gout develops his sprinting technique. Competition opportunities at the senior level await. Gout's 20.04 second time exceeds the 20.16 second qualifying standard for the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo. This would mark his first representation of Australia as a senior athlete at a global championship. The transition from junior to senior competition represents a significant step in any athlete's career. Recent developments show continued progression. At the Australian Athletics Championships in Perth, Gout became the third Australian to run 100 meters in under 10 seconds. He accomplished this twice in one day, running 9.99 seconds in both his heat and the final. However, illegal tailwinds of 3.5 meters per second in the heat and 2.6 meters per second in the final prevented official recognition. The Australian 100-meter record belongs to Patrick Johnson, who ran 9.93 seconds in 2003. Only Johnson and Rohan Browning had previously broken 10 seconds for Australia. Johnson ran 9.88 seconds with a 3.6 meter per second tailwind in Perth before setting his official record. Browning clocked 9.96 seconds in Wollongong in 2021 with a 3.3 meter per second tailwind. The impact on Australian athletics extends beyond individual achievement. Public interest has reached unprecedented levels. At the Perth Championships, thousands of spectators filled the stands specifically to watch Gout's races. Approximately 80 journalists and photographers received accreditation for the meet, triple the number from the previous year. Gout recognizes his role in promoting the sport. This is what Athletics Australia needs. This is what we wake up in the morning for. This is what we train for, and I couldn't ask for anything better, he explained. His performances provide exactly the star power needed to elevate athletics' profile in Australia. Competition balance presents ongoing challenges. Gout chose to contest the under-20 category for the 100 meters while competing in the open 200 meters, where he holds the national record. This strategic approach allows him to develop gradually while still challenging himself against senior competition when appropriate. His immediate competition includes established athletes. At Perth, Gout prepared to face Lockie Kennedy in the open 200 meters. Kennedy, age 21, had previously defeated Gout at the Moree Plant meet 2 weeks earlier. Such competition provides valuable experience and motivation for continued improvement. International competition exposure will prove crucial for his development. Competing against the world's best sprinters provides different challenges than domestic competition. The 2025 World Championships could offer this exposure if he maintains his current form and receives selection.
Gout Gout has broken the magical 20-second barrier as he took the 200-metre title at the Australian Athletics Championships in Perth. The teenager's biggest threat in the final was Lachlan Kennedy, who only just lost the 100-metre final to Rohan Browning last night.
Gout Gout, a 17-year-old track star, shocked everyone by running the 200 meters in under 20 seconds at the Australian Athletics Championships. His amazing performance left fans and experts stunned, with many still trying to believe what they saw from the young talent. Gout clocked an astonishing 19.84 seconds to claim the Australian 200-meter title on Sunday, delivering a performance that has the entire athletics community in awe. This comes just 2 days after he stormed to victory in the 100 meters, breaking the 10-second barrier with a blazing 9.99 seconds. The track world hasn't seen this kind of double since the early days of Usain Bolt.
So let's watch the young superstar rise. He's flying. He will be Gout of this universe.
The lanky schoolboy of South Sudanese heritage has now established himself as the second fastest under-20 athlete ever in the 200 meters under all conditions, surpassing times set by legends Usain Bolt, 19.93 in 2004, and Justin Gatlin, 19.86 in 2001, at the same age. Though the wind-assisted run won't count for official records due to a tailwind slightly above the permitted limit, it doesn't diminish the extraordinary nature of his achievement. Feels really good, that's what I've been chasing, Gout said after his historic performance. Top speed is my gift. I used it, took off, and I got sub 20, so I couldn't be happier. What makes Gout's achievement even more impressive was his composure under pressure. The 200-meter final was disrupted when two athletes false started, including his main challenger, Lachlan Kennedy. Instead of letting the situation rattle him, Gout remained focused. I was a bit nervous, he admitted afterward, but in my head, I'm just keeping my composure, keeping calm, because this stuff happens, you can't really control it. So I just made sure I didn't false start or be unsteady, and I took off.